All right, Jose J. Garcia, real estate investor coach and mentor here. So Tuesday, let's do deals every Tuesday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where we pitch deals, not just ourselves, but we're about to have more investors and all of you on here. Anybody you know that has a mobile home deal, land with a mobile home, plenty fine on that, bring them on this call and pitch them out. You know, there's X amount of people that join this call every Tuesday, but this call does get recorded, as you just heard me record. It does get placed on our YouTube, well over 5K people over there, so there is a lot of replays that get placed over there. It does get put on our Let's Do Deals Facebook as well, and some of these that I'm mentioning, if you're not part of now, be sure to go to GarciaMHE.com and follow, subscribe to those so that you don't miss out on that. Also, if you are new on here and you're not part of our emails where you're getting reminders for coachings, for sales, for deals, etc., send Monica. You can send her your email directly and she can add you to our CRM. That being said, let's go ahead and jump onto the deals here. That's what we're here for. All right, so new deals are up. As mentioned, I think all y'all can see my screen now. We're going to have a lot more deals to come on board, so we are pushing for that now. Now the GMHU slowed down just a little bit. The coaching education side, we did our last shadow events of the year this past Saturday, so that kind of frees us up a little bit of time, which means that we focus that much more on deals for us, deals for you, deals for everybody, right? We're all here to win. So if you have not seen this sheet, just a quick little reminder, we are uploading the latest upload this sheet. Pay attention to the sheet because there is sometimes even a hot deal can be posted on here. You may get an email on it, you may not, I'm not sure, but it will get put on here. So now this sheet does save automatically, immediately. So therefore, each and every time you open it, you get the latest and greatest version each and every time. So again, now some of these that are listed on here. Now, if you want, let me highlight this line. If you want, we're not charging any investors anything. We want to make this call for everybody. This call is simply for us to come in here and network. We are the hidden side to real estate. Okay, that's what we invest in. Very much like it, but it's personal property. We'll get into that with coaching. But if you have a deal, if you think you have a deal, bring it on here. We'll put it on this sheet here. Other investors will be able to see it. Again, if it does not get seen on here tonight on Tuesday, it will get seen the following day. This video gets placed on our YouTube on Wednesday. So a lot of people gets it. Bottom line is you get your deals out there and you start letting people see who you are, know what you're doing, and that you're investing. So you that one more investor out there, right? Few of the ones that are listed on here, and I'm going to break a couple deals for you out tonight. But we have Flint, Michigan, where I traveled 3 or 4 weeks ago. It was cold even then. Yes, very cold. Macon, Central Georgia, continues to be a very hot area for us. We're going to stick in there as much as we can. We got nowhere to go, right? We got so many other areas that we're trying to get into as well. Plenty of deals, but again, as part of what we've been doing so much, we're about to blow this sheet up, bottom line. So there's going to be that many more deals and deals after deals. So we got Albany. We got a few that are coming available there as early as next week. I think a couple single wides will be readily available there also. Warner Robins back to Central Georgia again. We have one double wide that's available there in a park. Cordele, that's heading a little further south Georgia, where we got another one there. And we have a park. Here's another thing. If you are new to this call, you just simply coming on here to listen in, to just kind of hear out, plenty fine. There'll be some tips and nuggets you can pick out of here that you can use. But there's always something that you could be doing to help us out and help yourself, and we all win. So we're going to talk about some of that here in a second when we get into Adele. And then coming soon, of course, North Carolina, we do have a few that are coming available there. Interesting thing about that, when you think 55 and above, retirement communities, you think Florida, maybe some of Texas, and, certain areas like that, California for sure. But I was told there is a few parks in Franklin, North Carolina that are 55 and above. That was interesting. So, and that's actually where the deals that are going to be coming in are going to be at. So we'll see what happens with those. But all right, let's jump into the sheet. So definitely pay attention to this. And again, you don't have to wait until Tuesday to bring your deal on here. If you do have a deal, you think you have a deal, email it to Miss Monica. Get her to go ahead and put it on there. She'll get with the sales agents. They'll upload it. We'll put the information, whatever you want to share. And it does not have to be anything crazy. If you're new on here, you're about to see the information we share. Now, we don't put all the information on here at one. See, I'm going to go right into one of these, and I'm going to explain why there is, as somebody say, it's very vague information. Well, there's a reason behind that, okay? We do that on purpose. So I don't put the park name and the exact address for one on this sheet. This sheet gets shared really to everybody, and then people share it with somebody else and somebody else. I don't know who's all seen this sheet at this point. So bottom line is, when we were putting addresses, park names, people were just kind of taking it upon themselves. Well, let me go check it out since it's on the sheet. Then we started getting blown up by park managers, park owners. Hey, we have people out here looking at these or this with you. I didn't even know who they were. So people just kind of taking it upon themselves. So we wanted to limit that because these are community parks. You know, families live here, communities. So we want to make sure that when people go out there, we know who is out there reviewing what and when, kind of thing, right? If you are investing in one of these, of course, you will either communicate with one of the sales agents through email, text, phone call, whatever it may be. And at that point, they will share all the details with you. All right. I'm going to find a deal here in a minute. I'm probably going to leave it for last because that's something that can help us out. Let's start with this deal right here. Okay. So a good example of a great deal that's come along. We picked this one up last week. As a matter of fact, we just put it on the sheet today. So lot number 6. And yes, if you email us, hey, I'm interested in making lot number 6, we know what you're talking about. Okay. It's a single wide, 2-bedroom, 2-bath. The lot rent in this community park is $350. It does include water and trash, so we need to add that to it. The after repair value meaning once it is fixed, ready to go, sold back on the market, that's what you can list it for. That's what the market numbers are going, $18K5. Okay, we are asking a total of $3,500 for this mobile home as is. We put pictures to give you an idea of what you're looking at, of course. We don't expect anybody, because I don't do this myself, I don't expect anybody just to close on this. So yes, you are welcome to go out and check this mobile home in person. We'll get you the details like I mentioned, and you're welcome to go out there once you schedule a time to view the mobile home with one of our sales agents. Okay. Next home, same park. Lot number 14, single wide. This one is a 2-bedroom, 2-bath also. Lot rent $350. Correction, guys, bear with me. 2-bedroom, 1-bath. Lot rent is $350. After repair value, move-in ready, $17,500, asking $3,500. Very similar conditions, same park. It's small. It's a small park. I mean, total, I want to say it's probably 15 to 18 mobile homes in this park. It's very small. It's right outside of Macon city limits. Okay. So again, and when you pay attention to this, I mean, you know, we're not selling you a gut job. You're not seeing wires everywhere. You're missing floors, walls. You can see through. That's not what you're getting here. A lot of this, and you know, shockingly enough, this is what a lot of people shoo away from a lot. Electrical, that's a huge thing. Do you know what you're looking at? And this can go right into coaching, and that's what I do. You know, coach you into what it is that you need to be looking for. If this here scares you as an investor, I don't know what you're looking at. Okay. Let me move on, and then I'm going to come back to, I'll break down 14 for you. One of these two I'll break down, okay? Smithfield, Georgia, which is 20-ish minutes west of Cordele, Georgia, a little further south than central Georgia. We have a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, double wide. We'll get you definitely the size, the year, the make, the model, because you will need to know all the above, and you should know the same thing for even the ones in parks. But this one here has to be moved. So if you know anybody, any parks in the area that could use a double wide, use a mobile home in their parks, it would be something that you can help us out. If you know somebody that has a piece of land and needs a mobile home, let us know as well. And that's kind of what I'm talking about when I say, how can you start in if you just knew getting into? Well, if you're new getting into mobile home investing, you're trying to learn the ropes, you're just trying to see how you can benefit from, obviously, is, you know, one way is you can bring us buyers, bring us investors, bring us leads. There's many ways that you can connect with Monica, connect with Jasenia, our sales agents, and they can walk you through some of that as well. This is not a bad looking unit. A lot of cosmetics, of course. Okay. But again, you know, we talk to so many people in one sitting, and there's always, you know, out there as an investor, you're talking to other investors, you're talking to like-minded people, you're talking to people who are getting into the same thing, or know somebody who is, or know somebody who knows. That is how quickly and easy you can do it. Simplest to bring us a buyer, bring us a connection, and get a referral fee. Start building that pocket capital, right? And then grow your investing. Good example of that is Flint, where I travel. Okay. Now, I was a little surprised by the markets up there. Homes, not really. I mean, I've been in many states. I go look at mobile homes sometimes just for fun to see if they're made out of the same thing, which I know they are. And it's just another mobile home. Okay. I know what I'm looking at here. So the mobile home itself was no different. Okay.
You want me to plug it in?
Same years, late 70s, some 80s, and it did have some early 90s. So nothing new up here, okay? And yes, it was cold, like I said. Up here, this is where we can use your help as investors, okay? Now, I don't know some of you on the call here now or some of you watching the replay tomorrow. Maybe you're from up north already and you know where Flint, Michigan is at, okay? So this would be a perfect area for rentals, okay? Now, why do I say that? One exit strategy does not work in every market. Not every exit strategy works in every market. What do I mean by that? Okay. Well, at this park here, the lot rent, and yes, we're only asking $1,000 per home, by the way. There's a total of 25. I think it's more like 27, 28 mobile homes. There was a couple that were questionable, but we're only asking $1,000 or best offer. Okay. If you bring us somebody who is interested in 1, 2, or more, of course, we'll cut you a referral on that, get you paid. Okay. But the market, okay. So when you're thinking about exit strategies, what are your exit strategies? You got your wholesale, if that's what you want to do. And no shame in that, by the way. Wholesale is awesome. I do it every day. There is connecting, much like what I'm asking you to do. There is rentals, rent-to-owns, notes, moving them, et cetera, right? Well, if I wanted to come into this park here, and this is one of the most still letting a couple people in. Monica, I don't know if you can control that. If you see anybody trying to log in, let me know. I noticed a couple people were waiting. Learning the markets. If you do not know the numbers to the markets, you don't know what's a good, bad, or can make of a deal, right? And that's something that I see too many investors come in and, well, I think it's a good deal. But that's the response to me. I think it's a good deal. And I ask them, based on what numbers do you think it's a good deal? Well, they were asking 10,000, so I offered them 8,000 and they took it. So that made it a good deal, I suppose. Well, that's not how it works. You know, 8,000 would be a good deal elsewhere, maybe, but in a market where the numbers are a certain way, that may or may not be. So what are the numbers that you need to remember? Okay, always start with the ending number after repair value. Move-in readies. What is a 3-bedroom, 2-bath? 2-bedroom, 2-bath. Okay, doesn't matter. What are they selling for move-in ready in this market? 20,000, 15,000. Flint, Michigan, 12,000, 13,000. Yes. So you see where I'm headed now. I hope. You cannot come in here. And now again, there's no deal the same. There's no investment the same. So to you, it may be a good deal. To somebody else, it may be a terrible deal. But if the numbers check out, hey, you know, maybe some of y'all don't need to get as much ROI, return on your investments. If I was to come into Michigan here and say I want to buy a mobile home for $1,000, I want to put another 4,000 or 5,000 into it. I'll be, let's say, 5,000, 6,000 all in, and I want to turn around and flip it. Well, again, I said that the ARVs, move-in readies in this area, you're talking about maybe 12,000, 13,000 tops. It's not horrible. You double your money in a sense, I guess, but that's not the numbers that we're used to. I guess we're a little spoiled down here in the South at this point. That's what it is. But to me, that was just not something. And it wasn't a greatest deal because I am not a landlord. There's nothing wrong with being a landlord. There's many, many plus and positives to being a landlord. One, it holds the longest passive income. As long as you have that mobile home, it's renting out, they're paying you on time. It's like an ATM that keeps on spitting money at you each and every month, right? So there's pluses to that. I don't care to be a landlord. So for that reason, coming in and saying, I'm going to come in and do what I do, rehab them, flip them, and or create a note for 12, 13,000, be all in half of that. That's just not my number. My number, for most of you that know on here, is it used to be a quarter, but it's now a third all in. Meaning that if I sell a mobile home, if I can sell a mobile home for 20K, okay, after repair value 20K, I don't want to be into that mobile home for more than around 7,500. That is a top number. Now that 7,500 covers the cost of the home. Yes, the extra purchase of the mobile home, the utilities, the material, the labor, the insurance, et cetera, all in. I don't want to be into that home for more than 7,500. So that when I turn around and flip it, third of all in. See what I mean by that number? So again, when we talk about these numbers here, and look, this is a good market for many reasons, okay? Wholesaling would be great. Rentals, again, that's plenty great because the numbers are there for rental and it's something that you can hold on. Maybe you can come in and rehab a mobile home here and hold it for a couple of years as a rental, get that cash flow. Then turn around and do a rent to own, create a note, finance, whatever you need to do. So there is options there. Exit strategies, keep in mind, okay? Ways that you can help us, because I think most of the people are on this call now anyway, live. You're from the South. You're from the South or you're from Texas. And I think we got somebody else new from Texas. So how can you help us in this case? Okay, again, you can still be paid simply by bringing us buyers, bringing us investors, okay? If you know somebody that's in the area that may be interested, send them our way. Make sure that they mention your name so we know where the lead came from, and you will be paid for that. Right now, the biggest key here we're trying to do is for the park owner who just bought the park very recently. He's trying to maximize his park. Good for him. I am coaching him directly as well. And this is one of the first things that we're doing. We got to get these mobile homes that are sitting here costing him money, not making them money, make us all money and put them out there on the market. Okay. Monica, did I have any questions at this time? Oh, man. Okay. Well, let me know. Video, Monica. Okay, so let me break this one down for you. Okay, especially for you new people that are on here, I want to break this mobile home for you. So, what are you looking at in the sense of numbers on here, and what is it that I would look for?
You have a jacket? You have a jacket? No. Huh? Oh, okay.
Bear with me 1 second. All right. Okay, somebody sends me this deal. Let's pretend for a second. Somebody sent me this deal. Mr. J, I want to sell you this mobile home. It is a killer deal, slam dunk all day long. All right, let's look at it. So, vinyl siding. Okay, now that was an upgrade. That's not the way this mobile home comes because it is an early 80 models and therefore it was metal on metal. One of my favorites, by the way. So they put vinyl though. That is a good little dressing up. Okay, but the inside, you know, when I look at a mobile home, I always start from the outside and work my way inside. I start from the top and I go down to the bottom. Same outside and inside, right? If I can see the roof, and I try to, I want to see it. I want to see if there's any cracks, any leaks, any of that sort of thing, which we'll confirm once we go inside the mobile home. But I want to see any of those kind of things. If it was metal on metal still, I would be paying attention for holes, for dings, for all kinds of scratches, that sort of thing, right? Skirting, of course, you know, skirting is technically not part of the mobile home. It can easily be replaced. So I'm not so concerned with tears like this. That's easy fixes there, okay? But you should always start from the outside, top to bottom. Once you get on the inside, again, top to bottom. So look at these ceilings here. That is what I'm looking at. If I was to walk into a mobile home, immediately, eyes on top. And you'll know if it's leaking, right? Now, do pay attention because some of these mobile homes don't have beautiful lumber like this. Yes, it's dirty. Don't let that scare you. If it had particle board, I'd be concerned, right? So come in here and start from the top to the bottom. See that ceiling? Any damages there? We can confirm that obviously there is no leaks. That's a beautiful thing. Okay. If it was a leak, something metal on metal, it's as simple as resealing it. You're talking about a couple $100 job on a roof that is now good for a minimum of 5 years. You can't beat that, and you can't do that with shingles, right? That's one of my favorite. So get inside and then the wall.
We have a question here on this deal before you move on to another one. Marisol wants to know if you can give a rough estimate on the rent and the insurance on this property, and also if the water comes from the city.
Rent, insurance, and what?
So they want to know, if you can give a rough estimate on the rent and the insurance, and also if the water is from the city. The water is quality is an issue still in Fleet, so yes.
The water comes from the city, but it's paid by the park. It's part of the lot rent, so you don't have to be concerned with that. It's part of the $350 that is notated on the lot rent right here. The rental rate in this area for this 2-bedroom, 1-bath, I would say probably around $650. Okay, if you want to be a straight landlord, that's what you can start out with in this area. And then insurance, we have an insurance lady. I don't want to speak for her, but based on these areas and based on the size of this mobile home, if I were to get a policy, because then it depends. Are you talking about on a policy while you're rehabbing it, while you're fixing it up, or more once you have a resident? So put that on here if you can, Marisol. Put which one policy you're looking for to insure, and I can probably break that for you. But let me keep on going real quick, okay? So I'm looking around the room, okay? After I see the ceiling, the walls, obviously as I'm walking around, I'm seeing no major damages. I want to go find a panel box, right? The biggest expense you have in a mobile home is going to be electrical. Now, by electrical, I don't mean, somebody said to me, well, the breakers are only $15. Yeah, one breaker maybe, but what I'm looking for is more so, is this panel box still here? Are all this wires pulled out? Because I'm thinking more so in the sense of, do I have to rehab the entire mobile home? If I have to rehab the entire mobile home, That's when you're talking make or break kind of thing, right? Will it be a deal or not at the end of the day? And it may be, it just depends on what you get it for. But I want to pay attention that at least we got this going on. This may scare some people here, not at all. All the wires are here, some breakers are missing. We can replace some breakers. You can get some for as little as $5 a piece. It just depends on which one you need, right? So this checks out, we're good to go. We're walking around, so we're paying attention to what the floor feels like. Some of you may be walking around and you feel a little bouncy. Okay, it feels good. That's not supposed to happen though. That problem doesn't get better with time. That means that floor will give at a certain time. And it's probably because it's particle board. What's a particle board? You know, this one has all lumber, so you're in luck whoever gets this one. Particle board, I call it sponge. I mean, it's a type of compressed board that is used. I don't know why, even now. It is used on the floors. And as soon as it catches moisture, it gets wet, it swells up, and it gives away. I have walked into mobile home, or tried to anyway, where the floor, the vinyl, the carpet was holding the floor up. It was that bad. So again, you know, and then that's another expense. Lumber is starting to climb. It did dip down a little bit, which we are excited about, but there's an expense there. And this is where you can start adding all these numbers. Start looking at these things and learning this. You should be going out there and seeing more and more mobile home investings. But after a while, you need to start learning what you're looking at, because this can be a virtual job for you. If I was looking at this one room here, doesn't matter, this room here, this living room, and I notice that this section here is damaged, okay, for whatever reason it's damaged and needs to go, then I can just about measure that there's 2 sheets of it, meaning this is 1 sheet square right here. This is, and you can kind of see the lines on here. It's a little hard, I know, the pictures are small, but here's another sheet. So what is the price of 1 sheet of plywood? Go to Home Depot, go to Lowe's, go to homedepot.com. Right? You don't have to leave your seat, and go find out what 1 sheet of plywood, okay, cost. And that's how you know how to add. And when you're thinking about hiring a contractor, handyman, how much he or she should be charging you. Okay, if this is all I needed, 2 pieces of plywood, and I get a quote for, I use this at the shadow, by the way, $900. They're going to come in and put the carpet back. Let's pretend there's carpet. And they're going to remove the 2 sheets of plywood, and we're talking about $900. Okay. Well, a sheet of plywood right now, let's just say it's $50. So we're talking 50 and 50. That's $100 replacement in material. Granted, there was no damage with the carpet on top, so therefore we were able to put it back and we're good to go. You're telling me that the contractor's charging you $100 for the lumber and $800 for his job? Not gonna work. These are the things you have to know, okay? So let's talk with the numbers. Asking $3,500 for this mobile home. I estimated based on what I saw here, and I can keep going on here. This would take me a little while to break all down for you. I'd be happy to do so in a coaching call, by the way. But if we're talking asking $3,500 for the mobile home, and I have it around $2,000 for the lumber, the material, everything that you need. This is a touch-up job. This is what you're looking at. There is nothing wrong with this home. Somebody already did the job and put all the lumber on there for you. So you're good to go. You simply come in with carpet and vinyl, do vinyl. Avoid carpet. Carpet, I gave up on it. Okay, you can use whatever you want. But you know, vinyl, even like this, you can come in and vinyl, put all this, paint it again, paint the ceilings. I am a fan of painting the ceilings. There's just something about it. Now this ceiling looks good, but some of those ceilings where maybe you had a smoker living in, it's kind of yellow already. That's ugly. When you come in and you can clean that up and fix the whole ceiling and paint it, it just gives the whole room a whole new look. It almost like expands and make it bigger. And that's what we're looking for, making things look better, right? Presentable and livable. Keep that in mind when you're thinking mobile home investing, okay? Affordability is what we provide. So numbers, let me finish those up. $3,500 for the mobile home. You have about $2,000 for the rehab. You're looking at around $5,500. Utilities, insurance, that sort of thing. Let's say you're right around $7,000. Is that a good investment? Get your ROI calculators and do it. $7,000 all in. You can resell it for $17,500 or create a note on it. Add interest to it. Now you're going higher, okay? Questions, Monica? And I'm trying to read them as well.
Okay. Yeah, Ms. Marisol was asking on the insurance that she was talking while you're rehabbing it.
Okay, good. So we do have a agent that we work directly with now. She's actually local, so that's even greater. You know, I like working with people directly, but she'll be able to give you that. Get with Monica after the call so she can give you the number on Jessica for the insurance. But on average, we see about 6 months for a couple $100 maybe. That's about the policy, and that's during rehab, of course. There's different policies when you're rehabbing it. There's a policy once you get done with it if you live in it, and then there's a policy, and I'm sure they got many more, but there's a policy if you're a landlord, okay? You got somebody living in it, you have to have some type of insurance on the home. Protect yourself, protect your assets. So we can provide you on that, okay? Any other questions?
So far, so good.
Okay, I think there's a couple private ones. Y'all bear with me for a second here. We'll keep going. It's meant on the lot rent. Okay, okay, I see that question. All right. So, should you be getting into mobile home investing right now? Somebody asked me this earlier. I was out in the field looking at a few of the deals, a few more that I'm posting, by the way, tomorrow. I didn't get time to post on the sheet, so stay tuned for that also. When you catch the replay, it'll probably already be on there, okay? But is it a good time to get into mobile home investing? It is always a good time to get into mobile home investing. And the reason behind that, it is much like real estate, only much more needed. There is a serious shortage of houses in America right now, and it's growing. There is even a higher shortage of affordable housing in America, and it's growing. And they're not making new mobile home parks, right? But they are letting some of them grow, meaning that some of them that started out with 20 pads, suddenly they can add another 10 pads, maybe another 20 pads. It just depends. That's something I'm working with a lot of park owners, maximizing their parks, right? But getting into mobile home investing, you know, when I coach people, I always tell them, I'm not building another real estate investor. I'm building somebody that knows how to give back to the community, right? Affordability housing. So yes, it is always good to get into, and it does not matter what your exit strategy may be. It all helps out each other. If you're coming in and you have leads, some of you are real good about finding buyers, finding sellers. Bring us deals. If you think there's a deal, bring it on here. I'll be happy to break it down. Some of you have done consultation calls with me. We break deals entirely. I'd be happy to get on 10, 15 minutes before this call if you think you have a deal, and let's check it out and see if it's worth putting it on the sheet, right? But we can break it down, and that all in all teaches you the things that I'm looking for. Most of these deals that you see on here, I start out by looking at them on pictures, getting information, getting that data. Imagine if every deal you saw on here, I ran off and went to see each and every time when they call. I will sooner or later, but when at first the initial, hey, I have a mobile home for sale. Oh, let me run to go see it. You're going to be running a whole lot of time and not doing a whole lot of investing, right? So you have to know what you're looking at. Now you will get better with time. Okay, you will get better with time. And yes, if you're starting out new, I would highly suggest do spend some time at mobile home parks, walk the communities, talk to residents in the area, and familiarize yourself with a mobile home. Okay. Is it hard to sell a mobile home during this time of year because of the weather? I was about to get to that. The weather, no, the weather doesn't have anything to do with it. What does have something to do with it is the time of year, the holidays. So January through December, and that's what I was getting at with this next topic I was going to talk about. Is it a good time to invest in? Let me cover that first. Yes, it's a good time. For those of you that are getting into it, you know, we're mid-November at this point, mid-November. How long does it take to rehab a mobile home on average? What about this one here we're looking at? I'll say 2-ish, 3 weeks maybe, max. But if you're getting it, you're having to get a contractor, you're having to get a crew and interview them and bring them in. That takes you a little bit longer. Maybe let's talk more like around 4 or 5 weeks, maybe, but it's getting you closer, a little bit closer to that time of year. What is that time of year? Income tax time. Everybody has money. Everybody's thousandaires walking around. They borrow from each other and they're able to buy your investment. So you can get a investment today, start prepping and start getting ready and have it ready for when time of year comes around. There's many exit strategies that I teach, and one of those is even an option 2. You can come in and start an option 2 with a few months before they can actually buy. Therefore, it puts you in that time, a year when they do have money, and then they can decide whether they want to buy, move out, whatever you decide, right? But yes, definitely get into. The weather has nothing to do with this here. I have sold and closed on mobile homes on Thanksgiving Day, Christmas Day, New Year's Day, all the above. Okay, so yes, you can sell at any given time. The need for affordable housing, like I said, continues to grow. So get into an investment, have it ready. I don't know what your exit strategy is. We can definitely help you out. If you're looking for coaching, get with Monica. Do you have a plan on maybe coming to Virginia area in the near future? Yes, as soon as it warms up. These several parks near where I can currently live. Virginia is a very good area for market. Yes, I agree. And you know, I cover the whole Southeast at this time. Beautiful USA. My goal was for sure was to get into Texas, New Mexico, and Arizona this year. It didn't happen, and it's not going to happen. But as much attention as we're getting and so much demand of up north, this is where the whole Flint, Michigan came about anyway. We got Chicago. That's another area that they're calling us repeatedly. Chicago, Illinois. I mean, all those areas there, New York, Jersey, all those areas are good. So here's the thing. Every state in America has mobile homes. Some have more than others. When you're talking about the most mobile homes, you're talking around South Carolina, North Carolina. Southeast does have the majority, I think, overall. But regardless, there is a need for affordable housing in every state. So this type of investment can be done. Now, some of you are wondering, well, where am I going to get a deal for $3,500? You know, real estate and mobile homes, this is where they start to defer real quick, okay? We as mobile home investors do not have that luxury of Zillow, Trulia, MLS, et cetera, right? We have do the legwork, get out there and make some phone calls. And that's the type of deals that you're looking for anyway. If it's already listed on the market anywhere, even the off-market social medias we talk about, it is probably not that good of a deal or it wouldn't last. It's there for a reason, okay? Now, you can make it a good deal. If you're a phenomenal negotiator, have at it. I personally like to go after homes that are not listed. What about somebody who's behind on their lot rent a couple months? Make it a win-win. If I can help them out get out of this issue because they're about to lose their home, okay? If they're backed up a couple months worth of lot rent, they're probably on their way to eviction. So that's one of many ways that you can come in. And that also calls for a distressed seller, meaning that you can get it for a lot better of a number. So yes, you can do these numbers or even better in many of these states that you're mentioning. Virginia, we will be up there next year some point. Okay. All right. Any questions?
Nope, those were it so far. Let me see, somebody just sent that text. I think that's, let me check. Nope. So far, those are the questions.
Okay. Good. Well, if you do have any more questions, be sure to get with Monica here or email them to her. I'm sure she has some advertisements to do. This is new even to Monica, so I'll advertise this. We were talking earlier with my mentor. So one call that is coming now that the shadow event is over for now, for the rest of the year until January. We have the webinar that's about to start. We have a webinar we've been talking about, but we got something even more than that. Now, this is the webinar will be a subscription. Y'all can get with Monica as early as next week. We'll have a little bit more details on that. It'll be one call a week, about an hour, hour and a half every evening, probably on a Wednesday or Thursday. We'll decide on that, right? We try to be mindful of everybody. Get off work, you got kids, you got family, etc. So we try to cater it to where it fits everybody's schedule to the best of our ability. But along with that, we have the Sunday coaching series that continues to be no expense to any of you. You can join us on there at 8 p.m. Tuesdays. You just saw what we do on here. We pitch deals, and I'm hoping that more of you bring your deals on here. Bring me some deals. Maybe I want to invest too. So bring some deals on here you can pitch. And then on Saturday mornings, morning and mobile home investing with Jay. That's first time Monica's hearing that one. I just come up with it earlier. So that's new. Coffee and mobile home investing with Jay. And what we're going to be doing on that call, that's going to be Saturday mornings. Don't tell me it's too early, 9 in the morning. Okay. Somebody said, oh, I got up early this morning and it was 8 a.m. That's not early. Okay. Early is 4 in the morning, by the way. But anyway, 9 in the morning or 10 in the morning, Saturday mornings, we're going to start a 30-minute call where we come in and just network and we talk about mobile home investing. The first Saturday, it may not be this Saturday or probably the following Saturday, but it's going to be about how I got my very first deal. You know, most of you may not know, but I started with one individual deal, much like this one here, but much uglier. I started with one mobile home that I turned into a rental. I ended up having to rehab it myself because I found out very early on that contractors don't like to work, apparently. I thought that's what they did was work, but they don't like to. They don't like to show up on time, and they don't like to show up half the time. So it was time for them to go and me to get in. So I did. I ended up rehabbing it. But the things that I picked up in that and 9 other units, which you'll hear this on a Saturday morning, is those real fundamentals of what it takes to rehab a mobile home. If I had not done 10 mobile homes rehab myself, by myself in there, hammer and nails, I would not know half the stuff I know now because I was able to really get in there and see, one, how they're built and what it takes. And that is what some of the things that I coach all of you and how to help you out, so that when contractors try to tell you one thing or another, that's not going to fly because we know otherwise. And we coach you that at GMHU. So definitely stay tuned for that. Those Saturday calls are going to be great. So go ahead, Monica.
There's one more question. Sky is asking, how do we get more info on the parks that has these mobile homes for sale? But I think that's just by sending us an email, and then we get you the list of the properties. So I already have your email, so I'm gonna put it in a database so you can receive those that information.
You can send an email, any of you who are interested in any of these deals, and we're about to have a lot more coming on here. So we have Jasenia, who is over the sales agents. Every sales agent has individual units that they're over. And what we'll do is you can send Monica an email and just inquire what you're interested in, and she can connect you with that sales agent, who then can walk you through and get you all the details you need.
Yes. So all of you, I mean, I've spoken to many of you in the call today and yesterday. It's been an honor and a pleasure speaking to you. If you all have any questions in particular, send me the questions on email. I put my email there, and on Sunday we can go over all those questions. So anything that you can think of, whether you are a beginner investor, experienced investor, whether you're doing your first deal, your second deal, any questions, I already put my email directly there, and send them to me. And on Sunday on the call, we'll make sure that we answer those questions for you guys. So go ahead and send those to me. And also, if as a beginner investor as well, if you have any questions, if you don't know where to start with your mobile homes, Mr. Garcia also has different coaching programs, whether you want to just get one program and want to learn a particular area on the investments, or you want him to hold literally your hand and show you and guide you through the whole process. I'm gonna also put the website here, or you can also call me and ask me questions. I'll be more than glad to help you out.
Good deal. Good deal. Good call. Okay. Always give you your feedback, by the way. We can always do better. I think so. But all right, it's after 7:30. I got another coaching to get to. So thank you all for joining. Thank you all new people for joining us on here. We hope to continue to see you. Let's grow this. You know somebody out there who wants to get into mobile home investing? Bring them online. Bring them on board. Okay. Thank you, everyone. Have a great night.